Dubsy with the puncture. Yep, he does love punctures because he just continues to get them. So let's talk to the man of the hour. We're talking about ForzaAlonso, who has now taken his third win in a row and fourth on the season. Now, when we talked to you last week, and I know you're getting used to these Thursday night interviews now, but we talked to you last week, and when you talked about Abu Dhabi, you said, well, this is not really my favorite track, that sort of thing. But no problems tonight, huh? It wasn't the easiest thing in the world, but you definitely made it look like you felt really comfortable out there.
Yeah, yeah, it was a really strategic call on the first safety car. I mean, it could have worked out. I don't know. At the time when I did pit for the supers right away, I was kind of starting to doubt myself just because I was like, damn, Majako stayed out on the ultras, and obviously with the safety car for like 3-4 laps, you're saving a lot of that tire life. So that helped massively, and then just the raw pace that those tires have, for a few laps, like that would have been huge. Um, so myself and Mebi, we kind of like tried fighting back through the pack after the safety car came in. Luckily, I got past a couple of the guys, and then after that, I never really saw Mebi. I guess he was just stuck behind people or whatever. So unfortunate for him, but yeah, I wasn't planning on starting on the ultras. I was planning on starting on the supers, but right away on starting off my lap, I just completely made a mess of turn one, two, and even three, and it was just, yeah, it was just a wasted set from there. Um, it was a fun race though, man. I enjoyed it. Yeah, like I said, in the last interview, I wasn't. I'm not really too much of a fan of this track. I mean, the racing here can be good, but just I don't know. I personally, I don't really enjoy it that much. Uh, but
Well,
today's race, it was definitely fun.
I was gonna say I was thinking tonight might go a little ways to changing that for you. And you talked about Mebby. He did the exact same thing you did. When he came into the pits with you to get on those new tires, you guys came out 13th and 14th, and he never made his way back to the front. But it wasn't too long before you found yourself in the top three, and then back into the race lead pretty comfortably there after a little while. What was it like climbing through the field there? To get back into a position to take control of the race.
Oh man, it was crazy. It was intense because I knew that I had Mebby right behind me. He was gonna be pushing hard to try to get past me, and then obviously, we both were gonna be pushing hard to get past everyone else and get caught back up. So yeah, it was crazy. Right at the end of the or when the safety car came in, and then from there, like you said, I was able to get past, and I he wasn't with me anymore, so that made things a little bit easier. But yeah, it was just I had to be very careful. Very, I wanted to make moves, but I also wanted to be very cautious on not taking off any bit of my wing or have contact with anybody, because I definitely knew I had the pace to get back up there, and the strategy could have worked out well, which it did. I know some of the guys had some problems or whatever that might have helped me as well, but yeah. And then once I climbed back up to like P4 P3, it was looking really good, and then I had a pretty intense battle with Dubsy. That was really fun. So props to him for giving me that fun. uh, but yeah, it was all in all, it was really intense.
Yeah, that battle with Dubsy, I'm wondering if you knew his tire situation at that point because I believe he had hit pit lane about 3 to 4 laps before you, and I don't know how your tires were when you finished, but he did a one stop race. We thought a one stop race was going to be impossible, but he had the safety car and ended up finishing that race on a one stopper. But he finished the race with a flat left front as well. And when you guys were battling, we were talking about, wow, how hard can Dubsy push ForzaAlonso at this point because, is he going to hurt his tires towards the end of the race? And it seemed like that's what happened, but he was still able to finish on the podium. So were you aware of his tire situation at that point in time, or was it just all out racing at that point?
Yeah, no, I was. I mean, it was a little bit of both, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I knew of his tire situation. I knew he had gone in like 3 or 4 laps before me, and so I knew that once we started battling, I was on much fresher tires, and I was gonna be able to get to the very end pretty comfortable. So, cause yeah, like when I ended the race, I had just hit 70% when I finished the race. So yeah, I was good on tire wear, and I knew that he was gonna be able to be right there, you know, um, staying with me for a good bit. But then, because of tire wear and whatnot, especially if he was gonna try to one stop it, he would have to hold back his pace a bit, and that's kind of what happened. But then also with the whole flat out thing, I think it was all, that too. Like I knew if we were battling, it was going to work out in my favor just because he already had more wear than I did, and so then with us just battling like that, it was definitely going to hurt him more than me.
Right. So you've got three in a row now, and it's definitely a wide array of tracks as well because you're looking at Monza, the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and the Yas Marina circuit. So very different tracks, but you've been able to come out with three wins. Now going into Barcelona, you're gaining momentum in the championship. You continue to make up points. How do you feel going into Barcelona, and is this a place where you could possibly take another victory?
I know last time I said I wasn't really feeling the next race coming up, but I can safely say that Barcelona, that's definitely one of my favorite tracks. So I'm not gonna settle for anything less than first place there. That's the game plan that I'm gonna go in with. So we'll see what happens, but I definitely know my pace around there is gonna be very, very strong.
Well, there you go. He's won three in a row, and he's telling you that he's got a real good shot to make it four next week in Barcelona. So definitely want to tune in for that. Congratulations, Forza Alonso. Nice race, and we hope to see you right up top again because you sure as hell made it interesting.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for having me. Hope you guys enjoyed the race yet again, and yeah, see you next time.
All right, thank you, sir. So there you have it. Round 14